everybody, welcome back. I'm Dr. Andrea Christian Parks and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here. We are doing a whole new series on finding fullness. This is the companion to finding hunger. I wanted to give you the absolute requirements, the basics for how to get this weight off. And you can't do it without hunger and fullness. And so last week we were talking about, well, we talked about a lot of stuff, but we were talking about really what is fullness? What's the new definition of fullness? And so I want you to check that out if you haven't already, but if you did, we're moving on. Now, for those of you who are interested, if you've been waiting on the webinar and the course launch that's coming, I want you to make sure you're on my email list. If you haven't gotten on my email list, you're going to miss when I open up the webinar, when I open up the course sign up. So get on the list so you don't miss it, okay? The easiest way to do that, go to my blog, ajourneytowholeness.com, and when you get there, there's a little pop-up. It'll ask for your name, your email. You just go ahead and sign up, and you'll get emails from me and only me. Okay, so let's talk. How full is full enough? Okay, so for those of you who watched and were in the series on hunger, I talked about hunger and how hungry you have to get, and we talked about a tool called the hunger scale. Now, for those of you who have not seen that, let me just recap real quick. The hunger scale is a numerical tool. Some of you all will like this, some of you all won't. For those of you all who won't, just hang on a second. I'm going to get to some other ways to decide how full is enough. But for you numerical people, numbers from -10 to +10 is the hunger scale. -10 is I'm starving. I would eat anything you put in front of me, including my arm. If it were presented to me on a plate, I would eat it. I'm so hungry. I could eat anything edible. That's -10. That's too hungry, first of all. Let's just be clear. If you're that hungry, you waited too long. Okay. Fullness, a +10 is like Thanksgiving Day. I ate everything that was available and had seconds, and I can barely breathe. As a matter of fact, it might feel good if I could just go throw up because I'm so uncomfortably, miserably full. That kind of full, way, way, way too much. But what is enough? So for you numerical folks, a +4 on the hunger scale is about the right target. What does +4 feel like? +4 feels like I am pleasantly full. I don't feel heavy. I don't feel uncomfortable. I don't feel empty. I don't feel like there's a need for more food, but this feels pretty good right here. I think I'm good. It's a very fine line between I still need more, I'm still hungry, and that was too much. So you have to be able to find that sweet spot. Now, I'm going to get into tips, tricks in an upcoming episode, but I just want to let you know that's what you're searching for. That's the target. That's the aim, is to try to find that place where I feel good. Good. I ate just enough. Okay. So for those of you who don't love the number thing, what else? So the sensation you're going for, if we're not looking for a number, is polite. It's this real quiet. If you were listening in the background to your stomach, and I highly recommend that you do, that you check in with your stomach. We'll talk about that coming up too. But it's this little feedback that comes back to you that says, oh, I'm good. I feel good. I'm good. Now your stomach is very agreeable, okay? If you're putting food in, it expands, it's elastic, right? It kind of just, it's a sack. Your stomach is a sack. And you can overfill it, and that's uncomfortable, and that stretching is uncomfortable. And you can underfill it, and that can be, well, I'm not quite there yet. But it's quiet about it. It's not going to scream at you unless you've way overdone it or you're really, really super hungry. So this sensation you're going for is very polite. That's how I like to think of it. It's kind of just, I'm good, thank you. It's that kind of thing coming back from your stomach. It's this energetic, it's not that heavy, oh my gosh, I'm so full, I'm so tired, I need to lay down, or I need a nap. That's too much. Because if your body has to send all of the energy to your stomach to digest this huge meal, you're going to lose energy elsewhere. So it should be light, energetic, polite. I want to make sure before we wrap up that I mention something to you. The issue of fullness absolutely has to be linked with hunger. If you are not hungry, you can't find fullness, because you are putting in fuel when your body doesn't ask for it because you're not hungry, and you can't gauge when to stop because you've started a process that wasn't called for in the first place. So just remember, the first key to finding fullness is to find hunger. You've got to get there first, because then you can say, okay, this is hunger, and now how far do we go to get to politely +4, light, energetic, peaceful, full? Okay, so remember, find hunger first, then you can get to the fullness part. Okay, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit your notifications so you don't miss any of this series. All right, I will see you next week, and we will get going on more about finding fullness. Thank you for being here.